So welcome to another Ultra AHA, and this is week 16. Whoa, 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 it is flying. This one follows on from last week's about our expectations, and particularly mine around pain. And it was when I was running a couple of weeks ago and the pain was really starting to kick in a little bit with regard to my plantar fasciitis. One of the ways that I managed to actually distract, I suppose, myself from the pain, because I was mid-run. It was a 3-hour run. There was no way I was walking to mitigate it, but I still had to complete the distance, and that's really what I'm training for, to be able to continue. One of the ways I was able to distract was to take my mind off the actual locality and how I was feeling about the pain and put it into a bigger context. I suppose it's an eagle eye context. And I was reminding myself of why I'm actually even doing the ultra. And there's two key reasons I'm doing the ultra. One is very much about being able to be the person I want to be in my midlife and glide over that finish line. It's also the fact that it is connected to me fundraising to provide education for Balinese children. And when I was running and I took my mind off my immediate temporary pain, because really that heel pain dissipates quite significantly when I stop running, and then through the days after it definitely subsides, that is temporary. What I was able to do was bring my mind into every cent that is being raised and provided to the Bali Children Foundation. Every single cent is going to be used to provide a legacy. So it is a much bigger purpose than any temporary pain that I'm going through. And I found it really cool how it lifted my spirits and it helped me to distract from what I was feeling. And of course, this makes sense to me because when I've reflected on it more, and when I know I can help a client provide a greater purpose to why they might be wanting to get healthier, why they might want to get rid of some unhealthy habits, where the bigger picture lies in this. So for an example, I work with a lot of midlife males, and over the years in the mining industry, and they would come to me and say they wanted to lose weight and get healthier, and they would be motivated, and then they would start to, make some beautiful changes, and then they get stuck. Like all of us, you had to go through that next level. And when we were able to link the next level to something bigger than themselves, for example, when they could link themselves to getting healthier so that they could be that grandfather they wanted to be able to chase those grandkids around that they were hoping for, it helped to provide some motivation, additional motivation. And this, when I've looked at the research, is fundamental to we humans. We have a strong altruistic bent. And what I didn't realize is that on a biochemical reason or level, the reason this really works is because when we connect to a bigger purpose and contribution than ourselves, we energize, or we activate 3 of our neurotransmitters. They call it the trifecta of happiness neurotransmitters: dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin. And I just want to share, and I'm just going to check my notes on this because I don't want to get it wrong, but the reason they're fundamentally so beautiful together is that dopamine is help provide motivation and movement, so it helps to keep us fueled at that level. Oxytocin helps us with empathy and social bonding. So it really connects us with other humans and that feel good. And then serotonin is a beautiful neurotransmitter to help regulate our mood. So when we've got those 3 operating, when we're doing something altruistic, something that is bigger than us as any individual, it inspires us on another level. And that's exactly what I experienced when I was going through that pain moments and was able to connect with the real purpose behind what I'm doing this run for. So I'm sharing this because if you find yourself working toward your own version of an ultra, which I've had lovely messages from people that it has inspired them to do that, and you get to a sticking point, just take a bit of time out to reflect on a bigger eagle-eye perspective. What is the benefits for what you're doing? How can you link into a purpose bigger than yourself? Because when you do, you will, mentally, consciously, you will notice that it shifts, but know that the biochemistry that is linked to this will also help elevate you to be able to move forward and continue to move forward. So I hope this has been something to enlighten you or give you some more background about when you've connected to something bigger than you. That's why it's felt so good, because that's what it felt like that day. And ever since, what's been cool is that because I have connected, even when I'm doing my training runs midweek, my little runs, it's almost habitizing it in a way that when I get a pain trigger that I can't deal with on the run, I shift. My routine is to shift into the bigger purpose. And knowing that this pain is temporary, knowing this pain is not something that is going to debilitate me long term, then it helps me to just take the next step and the next step and the next step. And that's pretty cool. Okay. Have a cracking day.